3:4. Now when they thus spoke to him daily, and they did not listen to him, they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's conduct could stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew. So this here we see how it starts to develop a hatred towards the Jews because he sees him as a Jew, so he hates all Jews. First off, Mordecai wasn't the one. Haman wasn't the one with authority. Sometimes the things that upsets us is people don't see us the way we see ourselves, but recognize us as we truly are, and that's what Haman was upset at. He did, Mordecai didn't recognize him as the authority, the king, because he wasn't. Now, 10 through 11. Hearing, let's make sure that's right. Yes. Hearing the troubled voices of the king and his nobles, the queen entered the banquet hall and said, so she knows they're troubled. First of all, the queen wouldn't have came in unanswered if it wasn't for this. So this troubling sound is so much trouble that she's willing to jeopardize herself by going in. She knows there's a big enough problem to where I'm willing to risk this. Because you didn't go before the king unless you were called. No matter, even if you were the queen. Live forever, O king. Do not be alarmed and become pale. So she's saying live forever. First of all, this ain't going to happen. The only reign that lives forever is the reign of Christ. Every other one will has passed away. This king would pass away here soon. His throne, everything. But she's trying to uplift him using worldly advice. You know, when we try to uplift people, we're to use godly advice. Uplift them with godly things. Verse 11. So she's noticing he's disturbed, alarmed. Something's troubled him. She hasn't taken yet the time to figure out what. First of all, when we advise people, that should be a step. We should try to get out what's bothering them. That way, our advice may be more useful. Now, verse 11. In your kingdom is a man who has the spirit of the holy gods. Okay, their misinterpretation of who Daniel is because they don't serve the Lord. He is got the spirit with him. He's got God with him. Not the holy gods, but they're slurring it to see the way they see it. And the world will do that. They'll taint the message when things good happen. Good things happen because they don't believe. Their lack of faith will slur and change what actually occurs. What actually was happening was the Spirit of God was upon Daniel, not the spirit of the holy gods. Not he wasn't one of the gods, none of that. But that's the way they were seeing it because it didn't change the way they saw things. They were molding what was happening to the way they believed. We're to mold what the way we believe based on what the Scripture says and what the Lord does for us. Our outlook in life shouldn't be what we see. We shouldn't take our outlook in life and apply it to Scriptures. We should allow the Scriptures to make our outlook in life. Okay. He was found to have discernment. This is accurate. He has discernment. He can understand things. It was given to him by God. And godlike wisdom during your father's lifetime. This is true. His wisdom comes from God, so of course it's godlike. He was in fact appointed chief of the musicians, enchanters, and diviners by your father, King Nebuchadnezzar. So how does this guy not know about him? Isn't known. I don't understand. He should have known, but he's startled. He probably does know about him, but he's startled. He's troubled, and sometimes when we're troubled, things we think don't make as much sense. We don't think rationally. Rational would have been like, you go to this guy, he's helped your father. But when irrational, oftentimes we don't even know what to think. That's where he was at. She actually gave some good advice at this point. She still hasn't questioned whether he did what happened. Whether she knows or not, it isn't stated. But if her advice isn't coming from the Word, isn't coming from Scripture, it's not sound.